All right, let's get into some data science. Pandas is probably the most widely used tool for data analysis in data science, at least in Python. It's definitely my favorite, but Pandas gives us a lot of different things. It handles data in a tabular format, which means it sees data as a table. It does cleaning and pre-processing for you. So I can say, all those people that didn't answer question number 5 on the survey, they're going to get a 3 out of, if it's a 1 to 5 scale, they're going to get a 3, or they're going to get I'm going to put a 0 there, or I'm going to ignore those rows. I can do that. I can say, give me the average for all of these, for that question. What's the average, or what's the most commonly chosen answer? Ignore everybody who didn't answer it. So we can do some pretty advanced cleaning and pre-processing. We can label and index data. Time series analysis is something that Pandas understands, and we kind of take it for granted, but it understands that there are 60 minutes in an hour, for example. So if I say this is a measure, this data is in hours, show me how many minutes that is, it will understand how to convert that on the fly. So understanding days, weeks, months, which are all, they're not base 10, right? They're we have 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 12 hours, 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. It's just like all over the place number wise. But having the software that understands that 7 weeks from now, I can tell you how many minutes away that is, that's useful. And it also integrates really well with other libraries. For example, Plotly, which allows you to render that data as a visualized piece of data. So when we're talking about Pandas, all of our data in Pandas is kept in what are called data frames. A data frame is sort of like an Excel table in how it works and how it looks to the computer. It won't print it out like this, not this nice anyway, but everything in a data frame is organized in rows and columns. Columns have column names or headers. Each row has some kind of an index. Usually the index is numerical, and sometimes it's just an arbitrary number that gets assigned when we create the data frame, like the index of an array. And what it represents is the columns represent what are called a series or a field of data. A row represents what's called a record. So everything is kept together in a row. It's a lot easier if I do something that's more concrete than that. Let's take this basic data frame, which we'll be playing with in just a minute. These are the indexes, and these are the column headings. So we have name, age, and city for 4 people. And this is what the data frame actually looks like. This is actually a screenshot of this data frame printed out. So Alice is 25 and lives in New York. That whole row belongs together, and that index represents everything in that row. Same with Bob, Charlie, and David. Those indexes were created automatically when I created this data frame. So let's play around with this. Let's play around with some code here. Actually, where is my... Oh, yeah, that's the one I want. There we go. I wanted that one because it's a little bit more full-featured. There we go. New notebook. And also I made the text a little bit bigger so you can actually read what's going on here. So this is the process of creating, it's one way of creating a simple data frame. What you can see here is I've created a dictionary called data, and then the key and value pairs are each column. Okay, so each column has the column name and then the values. Each column has the same number of values. If I have one of these that's missing, it's going to be weird. Okay, so you want to make sure that these are all the same if you're going to make a data frame like this. Also, this is called a series right now. A series is a list of data that has a title. So you can do things with a series. You can also do things with a data frame. So a data frame has multiple series in it. And so what I do is I take that dictionary and I say, first thing I need to do, of course, is import pandas. Okay, so import pandas as PD. And then I'm going to say data frame, or DF, equals pd.dataframe. That's to create the data frame, and I give it the data. And then I'm just going to print that out. So when I run that code, there's my data frame. And now it is organized for me, which is really nice. If I want to add something to it, okay, so there we go. I can add as many things as I want to that. I could also add another column or series if I wanted to. So this is more significant than just organizing stuff into a tabular format. It actually allows us to do some pretty amazing things.